So the first thing I'm going to be showing you guys is called a print function. A print function is used to print a line of text, characters, and even spaces on a screen. A print function can mostly be found using a string. A string is a fundamental data type used to represent sequences of characters. It is essentially text data. So basically down here you could see print, and in parentheses and double quotes it says hello world. This is what we call our string. The print basically tells the string to print out whatever we put in here as the value down into our output, the terminal. So we said print hello world, and it put hello world down here. But you may be wondering why it says \n on this one. \n is what we call an escape key. \n stands for new line, which means if we were to put \n in our string, like we did here, in the output it would put it is, and on a fully new line it would continue the sentence. So it is fully new line Tuesday. On this one it says \t, which is also known as an escape key. \t stands for tab though, or an indent. So if we were to put \t in our string like we did here, it would put an indent or a tab right before our text or our value that we put in. So tab, this is a tab. On here it says to quote, I like turtles all the livelong day, with a backslash, but you may be wondering why it doesn't say \n or \t, or why it even matters at this point. \n, or the backslash without anything, basically keeps the code from detecting the double quotes right here as a new string. So basically, if we were not to put the backslash, it would detect I like turtles in the double quotes as a fully new string inside of the string, which would be really confusing if you think about it. But if we put the backslash, it wouldn't count it as a string, and it would instead put it straight away as to quote, I like turtles all the livelong day, with the quotation marks and no problem. Now, right here it says print with absolutely nothing in that. Basically, that does what it says. It puts nothing, but it takes up a whole line of text. So it basically does the same thing as an enter key in a paragraph. Here it says print to quote, I like turtles all the livelong day, but this time it's with single quotes. So single quotes, they don't work the same as double quotes in this situation. Basically, we wouldn't have to put a backslash because single quotes would not pick up as a new string. So we wouldn't have to worry about anything other than, writing the function and writing the print. So down here, it would just show up as straight away, I like turtles all the livelong day, with a single quote. On this one, it says to quote, I like turtles all the livelong day, but this time the single quote is on the side. This basically does the same thing as a double quote. It just prints out what you put inside of it, and has the same exact function as a double quote in this situation. That explains what a print function is, and we will move on to the next thing.
Second thing I'm going to be showing you guys is called concatenating strings. String concatenation is the process of joining two or more character strings end to end to form a single, larger string. It is a fundamental operation in programming and computing, allowing for the combination and manipulation of text data. So right here you could see first name equals Jaxson. So if we were to put first name into a code, it will come right back up here and look for the value of first name and input that instead of just saying straight away first name in the output. So if we were to hit play, it would say, hello, my name is Jaxson Wolters. You may be wondering why the plus is there though, or the double quotes. Basically, the double quotes keep a space in between is and first name, and the plus is an operator that concatenates them together and makes a full sentence saying, hello, my name is Jaxson Wolters. So the plus basically makes the full sentence and makes it so it's actual English. Down here, we're using a basic print function, but instead of a plus, we're using a comma. Comma is another operator that could work about the same way as plus. It puts the two things together. My name is, first name, last name, and it will put a space in between both of them too. So we won't have to use a double quote as much as we would here. Instead, we would just use a comma. You may be wondering why age equals 14 does not have double quotes around it though. 14 is a number, so if we were to put double quotes around it, it would make it into a string, and the string would be known as a text. And for text, we can't do any mathematical things related to a text because text can't have +1 to like a text or anything. So we need to leave 14 without double quotes to make it so it's still a number. Because down here, as you can see, next year I will need age +1. So we're going to need age to be a number so we could add 1 to it, and it says 15 in the output. That is basic string concatenation, and let's go on to the next thing. So the third thing I'm going to be showing you guys is called the input function. The input function in Python is a built-in function used to obtain user input from the console. It pauses the program execution and waits for the user to type something and press enter. So if we were to go down here, first name equals input, what is your first name? Basically, it's going to input the question, what is your first name, into the output. So if we were to hit play, down here, it's going to ask me, what is your first name? And basically, it does not say, what is your last name, until the first name question is answered. So in order for it to ask you the next question, you have to type something. My first name is Jaxson. You'd have to enter for it to show you the next question. Now I'm going to say my last name's Wolters, because it actually is. My age is 14, and I'm in 9th grade. Now it says, welcome Jaxson Wolters to the Blue Devil app. I see that you are 14 years old and in 9th grade at Gull Lake High School. So right here, it uses a basic print function, and it says, welcome first name, last name to the Blue Devil app. I see that you are 8 years old and in grade at Gull Lake High School. So basically, it looks for the first name input up here. So if it says first name, it will come right back up here. Look at the input, and what is your first name? It would look for the answer that we put in for first name down here. And the answer is going to be our value now. And the value is going to be inputted into first name. And the last name value is going to do the same thing and be inserted into last name. And over time, as it collects the information, it's going to make a whole entire sentence out of it. Now it's asking me what my favorite hobby is. My favorite hobby is sitting. I like to sit. My favorite vacation? Cruise, because I agree with Mr. Lang. My favorite food? Potatoes. Mr. Wolters, I see that. Okay. Mr. Wolters, I see that your favorite hobby is sitting, and your favorite vacation is cruise, and lastly, your favorite food is potatoes. Now it uses another basic print function to say Mr. Last name. I see that your favorite hobby is hobby, and it concatenates hobby and your favorite vacation is, and puts a space in between them. I see that your favorite hobby is hobby, concatenation, and your favorite vacation is favorite vacation, and lastly, your favorite food is favorite food, plus a period, which basically makes it so that it concatenates favorite food with the period and makes it into favorite food is potatoes, period. And if we did not use the plus, it would say your favorite food is potatoes, and the period would have a space in between it, which isn't regular standard English. That's the basic input function. Let's move on to the next. The last thing I'm going to be showing you guys is declaring variables. A variable in Python is a name that stores something of value. It is like a container that holds data which you can use throughout your program. Declaring a variable involves specifying its data type and name and optionally assigning it an initial value to make it available for use in a program. So if we went down here, we would see name is a variable and the value of it is Jaxson Wolters. So we use a basic print function and it says name. So it would come back up here to look for the value of name, which is going to be Jaxson Wolters, and insert Jaxson Wolters into the outcome. It's going to do the same thing for first name and last name. And then we get down to height. Height doesn't have quotation marks around it because we can't make it a string. We already know this, guys. And is student, equals true. True doesn't have quotation marks around it because true represents a logical value. So we can't use true with quotation marks around it. And same thing with false. So down here it says Jaxson Wolters, and then my last name, not my first name for some reason. I'm 14, I'm 5'7", and I am a student, so it's true. And false will not show on here because it is not needed as some information because obviously I'm not a teacher. That explains what declaring variables is. Thank you for watching, guys.